me throw it to you. I have two columns with you, and they are spectacular. The latest one from today. Are Mueller and Comey now acting in concert as co-special counsel?
You have to wonder. I mean, first of all, the special counsel law specifically says that you may not serve as special counsel if you have a close personal relationship with a key pivotal witness. Comey is obviously that witness. They're close friends, close allies, close partners. They were joined at the hip at the FBI and the DOJ. So it's incomprehensible that Mueller was chosen because in the end, if there is a case against the president for obstruction of justice, who is Mueller going to believe? His protege or the man who fired his protege?
Let me stay on the law. 18 U.S. Code 4. 18 U.S. Code 641. Now you're talking about working in concert. Then you go on to, we brought up some other laws here.
Right.
Do you believe all of them warrant an independent investigation, and who should do it, and should Mueller now, because we know there's no collusion, be out?
The acting attorney general who appointed Mueller should fire him because he has a glaring conflict of interest.
He should disqualify himself.
He should. He should never have accepted the position to begin with. But I wouldn't expect Rod Rosenstein to now fire the guy he had just hired a short time ago. But an independent investigation is really what's needed, an open hearing for everything. That's the only way the American public can be assured the impartial due administration of justice.
Let me go to Jay. I'll put on your legal mind for just a second. Are all of those laws, in your view, relevant? And what about Mueller and Comey being best friends and intentionally leaking because he wanted a special counsel appointed? Voila, it turns out to be one of his best friends.
So, of course, any applicable law has to be looked at. But you raise a very interesting, and Greg raised this very interesting point, of when you have a witness that you have a close relationship with and not then being able to be the impartial special counsel. So what happens then? Does that really mean that James Comey's not a witness? Because, I mean, that could be one of the assertions here, which means the case against the president, which doesn't exist in the first place. And by the way, it was James Comey that said it. Let's not forget that the president was never under investigation, has not been under investigation, that James Comey testified in writing and under oath, and both of those are part of the record, that in fact there was no obstruction of justice with regard to the Russian investigation. And now you've got the situation with the special counsel and a friend of his who is the witness, James Comey, here, and you wonder, well, of course, does that just mean that there is no witness because there's no obstruction of justice? I think this goes back to the main point, and that what are we investigating here? What are the taxpayers spending here? And then take the second point, and this is James Comey's action as the FBI director. Here you had the director of the FBI taking contemporaneous notes on a government computer in his government vehicle, storing them in his government desk. And then after he's terminated, he decides to go to a friend of his who's a law professor at Columbia, leak it to the New York Times, who happens to publish it, and he admits under oath that, in fact, he did that because he wanted to see if that would draw a special counsel, and it did. So, this isn't a Supreme Court case, which is what I'm usually doing. What is this? You ask yourself, what's the basis of this investigation? And as I've said from the beginning, I don't see it. This is, by the way, let's not forget, this has been going on. We're acting like this has started with the appointment of the special counsel. This is being reviewed for 9 months. And so far, no one that has testified has seen any evidence of any wrongdoing.
Let me go to your breaking news story tonight, Sarah Carter, which I think is blockbuster. And in